We're here at Illinois College on Monday night. The Jacksonville 1A Girls Supersectional is over. Coach Brian Bettis of the West Central Lady Cougars. Coach, your team, your girls won tonight, beating an outstanding Havana team 64-51. You just mentioned a minute ago you would have predicted, a relatively high-scoring game for your girls. That you would have thought maybe Havana would have been on the winning end of a score like that.
I would agree. Again, I thought we probably would have been the one. If it got to 64, that we would probably be on the losing end of that. And we talked about it before the game that we needed to try to keep it under 50. But we just came out and matched everything they threw at us. And once we got back from that early disadvantage, we just poured it on.
Yeah. Tiffany King, obviously your top players tonight. I think she had a career high, 36 points. I think she went over 2,000 points. I don't know. Obviously the girls did a good job of getting her the ball, but she came up big in your biggest game of the year.
And we expect her to do that. She's done a lot of things the last 4 years. She's a great scorer, great offensive player. Sometimes we give her a tough time wanting her to play a little bit better defense, but when she come out and score 36 points and 17 rebounds, which bests her game at Illini Central when she had 35 and 17, is pretty impressive from any player anywhere and any time. And very proud of the way she played, but proud of the way the whole team played.
Yeah. It seemed like Havana, maybe early fourth quarter, cut it to 5, cut it to 4 a couple times, and it seemed like you would break their press or something, and you would distance yourself again. You would always get that.
I'd agree.
Respond.
I thought we always had an answer. Made some big free throws from the foul line. Tiffany had another great night from the foul line, where last year, she was shooting 50%. This year, she's in the high 70s. Just thought we always made that right pass, got a couple layups when they were pressing, but got big rebounds defensively when they were making their run a few times, and was able to hold them off and then kind of build on it at the end.
Yeah. Coach, this is the second time in 3 years you're taking your team to the Final Four at ISU. 2 years ago you finished second. Is it, again, there's a typical question. You said this is maybe a little different team than 2 years ago. Maybe you don't have maybe the same three-point shooters. But, overall, could you contrast 2 years ago to this year, what your team has done?
When we talked about in the past, we thought the team 3 years ago was probably a better offensive team. This team's probably a decent offensive team, but a great defensive team, and that's how I would compare the two. I think the big floor plays to our favor. We just seem to play well on a big floor. We did it when we played Anawan over at Lincoln Land, and it just seems when we played on the bigger floors, we do a better job. It gives us spacing, which gives our guards some creation and some being able to take a ball to the hole, and it allows us to get the ball to Tiffany sometimes because of the space of the floor, and it works out good for us. And I look for us to go up and represent our conference really well, and hopefully this time we can come back with the state championship.
Well, and really quick, talk about that. You were there 2 years ago. Rout was there last year. You both finished second. I know you want to get that take that next step, but this is another example tonight of a very good conference, isn't it?
And I talk about it all the time. I like to talk about our conference, how good it is and how good it's been the last 5 years. This is 5 consecutive years that we've sent a conference team to the state tournament, and this is the 4th time a conference team has played on this floor and not lost a game here. So, you got to feel really good if you're one of our conference teams when you get to come play here, because right now we're 4-0 on this floor, and we were fortunate this year, and Rout was fortunate last year to beat Havana the last 2 years. 2 quality teams, and there's a little for Jerry. This is the 3rd time he's gotten to the Supersectional and fell a little short, but if it means our conference teams are going to win, then we're going to try to win it. And our conference had a great season with us getting to the state tournament, Rout getting beat in the sectional championship game, and Carrollton getting beat in the sectional championship game.
Right, absolutely. Well, Coach, listen, congratulations. You play Hume Shiloh 12-15 Friday afternoon up at ISU. Wish you the best of luck. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate it.